Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed observers of this court, I am Judge Judy, presiding over this session of the Juvenile Court on this day, the 26th of October, 2025. As the arbiter of justice, I am tasked with unraveling a dispute that, though seemingly minor, lays bare the complexities of trust, conflict, and accountability among youth. The courtroom is a crucible of truth, its polished benches filled with anxious parents, curious onlookers, and the weight of a fractured friendship. The air crackles with tension, as if the very walls bear witness to the drama unfolding. Today we examine the plaintiff's claim that Tavionne Smith deliberately destroyed David Haynes Jr.'s cell phone and harassed his family. Let us proceed with the facts, presented with impartiality, yet mindful of the human stakes at play. The plaintiff, Mr. Haynes, sits with a father's resolve, his eyes fixed on the proceedings. Across the aisle, Miss Serrano, the mother of the defendant, Tavionne Smith, holds her ground with quiet determination. My gavel strikes a sharp echo, commanding silence. This court is called to order. I declare my voice steady and authoritative. Mr. Haynes, you allege that Tavionne Smith purposefully broke your son's cell phone and harassed your family. Is that correct? Mr. Haynes nods, his tone firm. Yes, ma'am, he responds, the weight of his accusation hanging in the air. Miss Serrano counters, her voice steady but defensive. My son tells a totally different story, Your Honor. I turn to the heart of the dispute, the two boys, David Haynes Jr., aged 15, and Tavionne Smith, aged 13, once friends who shared schoolyard camaraderie, now separated by a chasm of mistrust. You were friends for a period of time, correct? I inquire, establishing the context. Both boys nod, their agreement a faint echo of their past bond. And this dispute arose over a girl, your yearbook partner? I ask David. He confirms, explaining, me and his girlfriend were yearbook partners for the whole year, and he thought that me and her were talking for a different reason. The gallery stirs. The seeds of jealousy sown in the minds of the onlookers. I call Tavionne to the stand, my gaze steady. Tavionne, I don't care what you told your mother or any other members of your family, we're starting with a blank slate. Tell me what happened with David's phone. Tavionne steps forward, his posture composed, but his eyes betraying a flicker of unease. That day, we went to pick up our friend because we were all sleeping at Anthony's house. He begins naming Jordan and Anthony's cousin as companions. David wasn't there. We were waiting for Emmanuel and Jordan to get back. When they came back, Emmanuel had Dave's phone, and they claimed the phone was already broken. They left the phone on the curb. The courtroom falls silent, the weight of his testimony settling like dust. I press further. And what did you do with the phone, Tavionne? His response is startling, delivered with a mix of defiance and hesitation. I spit on the phone, Your Honor. A collective gasp ripples through the gallery. The audacity of the act reverberating in the hushed chamber. You spit on the phone that was on the curb? I repeat, ensuring clarity. Is there any particular reason why you spit on the phone? Tavionne falters, his explanation thin. Because they claimed it was already broken, I just spit on it. I lean forward, my tone firm. That's baloney, Tavionne. That's not a story this court believes. The prosecution, sharp and unrelenting, probes deeper. You claim the phone was already broken when you saw it, yet you admit to spitting on it. Did you have any prior conflict with David over his girlfriend? Tavionne denies any personal animosity, stating, I wasn't even upset about that. His polished demeanor raises doubts, and I interject, let us focus on the facts. Did you see who broke the phone? Tavionne shakes his head, maintaining that Emmanuel had the phone and it was already damaged. David's testimony paints a contrasting picture. "I wasn't there when it was broken," he admits, his voice steady but tinged with indignation. "But by the time I saw the phone, it was already broken in front of my property. It was in two pieces." He recounts seeing Tavionne and another boy, Santi, walking away, implicating Tavionne in the act. The discrepancy between their accounts hangs heavy, a puzzle with missing pieces. The parents' testimonies add further layers. Miss Serrano reveals she was contacted 3 weeks after the incident by Tanya, the mother of Jordan and Santi. "It was around spring break, late March," she explains, her voice firm. "My son was staying at Tanya's house that night. I trusted her. I note the absence of Tanya as a witness, a critical gap." Miss Serrano, "The court would have benefited from Tanya's testimony to corroborate your son's account," I state, my tone measured. "Hearsay cannot substitute for evidence." Mr. Haynes describes his discovery of the broken phone. "I was sitting inside watching TV, heard a noise at the door, and went outside. The cell phone was broken up in front of my door on the floor. It was in two pieces." He adds, "The only people I saw down the street were Tavionne and one of his friends, Santi." His testimony, though compelling, lacks direct evidence tying Tavionne to the act of breaking the phone. The prosecution presents a timeline suggesting Tavionne's actions were motivated by jealousy over David's yearbook partnership. The defense counters that the phone was already broken, and Tavionne's act of spitting was impulsive, not malicious. Witnesses like Emmanuel and Jordan are mentioned but absent, leaving the court to rely on the boys' conflicting accounts. The tension builds, the gallery leaning forward as each revelation unfolds like a chapter in a gripping novel. After exhaustive testimony, I call for order. This court has heard conflicting narratives. I declare my voice resonating with authority. The evidence confirms a phone was damaged and left on a curb, subjected to an act of disrespect by Tavionne Smith. While direct proof of who broke the phone remains elusive, Tavionne's admitted act of spitting demonstrates reckless disregard. The gallery holds its breath, the weight of justice palpable. Judgment is entered for the plaintiff, Mr. Haynes, in the amount of $300, the cost of the phone. This court is adjourned. The gavel falls, a thunderous echo that seals the verdict. The courtroom erupts in murmurs, some satisfied, others questioning as the parties rise. Their faces a tapestry of relief, frustration, and unresolved tensions. The truth, though partially revealed, remains shrouded in the complexities of youthful conflict.